Okay, I've got a question. What do a butterfly ornament, early morning ice skating, and a bike shop have in common?
Well, somehow, believe it or not, they are all key plot points in 2013's The Christmas Ornament from Hallmark Movies and Mysteries, or at least that's what they used to call it. We've got a lot to talk about, Josh.
We do, Jennifer, and we will unwrap it all for you on this episode of Do You Watch What I Watch?
Sit down and watch, then have a talk with Jennifer and Josh.
Well, we are back with another in our 12 Pods of Christmas summer series. And to make this one even more fun, we've got a special guest, Jennifer.
That's right. We are honored to welcome our good friend Joe from the Christmas Aficionado podcast. Thanks for being here, Joe.
Hello, hello. Welcome. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be talking about one of my favorite Hallmark Christmas movies.
Oh, there you have it. Yeah, well, we're going to get into
Sweet,
it.
yeah.
A deep dive. Jennifer, though, give us that high level look, the IMDb summary, just to give people a snapshot if they've never seen this one, or to remind them what this one's all about before we get going.
Yeah, I'd never seen this one. So, widow Kathy Howard is having a hard time facing her first Christmas without her husband when she meets Christmas tree lot owner Tim Pierce, who helps her see that there is still hope and love in the world. Let's go.
All right, so this one starts with some ice skating, some bike riding, and we get a rather sad-ish adult contemporary Christmas pop song. Jennifer, I think you've got something you want to say about this out of the gate.
Right out of the gate. Okay, so I watch the movies with the captions on because I'm a meemaw, and it's a sad song already, and the captions say, "Home tonight, bust my head," which it's supposed to be "rest my head," but right out of the gate, I'm like, "We're in for it."
What are we doing here?
It's Hallmark 2013. Come on. You have to give it. This
Our heads.
Bust our heads. That's pretty great.
I had to laugh. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
continue.
No, you're good. So the biker here is none other than Kelly Martin. Remember her from Life Goes On back in the day? Yeah, she plays Kathy, and she hits a bump and she loses a pair of gloves. This is a plot device. But she arrives at her bike shop with her first box of Christmas cookies. We learn pretty quickly that the holiday rush, however, isn't so rushy at her bike shop. Now, in her office, Kathy sadly glances at a photo of her deceased husband because, Joe, we don't know what it is, but Hallmark loves a dead character. And as we
Oh,
like
yeah.
to say on our podcast, the deader, the better when it comes to Hallmark. It's just been the theme the past couple of weeks for us.
It's a trope that continues to this day. It
Yeah.
is one of the things that every Hallmark film has. It's usually someone dies or they talk about it. But with this movie, they go right to it and say, hey, look, this guy's dead.
Yep. Right out of the
Big dead.
big dead.
We're gonna be grieving at the holidays again.
Here we go. And a neighbor is trying to be a little sneaky snake and swoop in to see if she'll sell the lease to her business. So business ain't businessing. Now, a gal pal named Jenna picks her up and drives her off to the Christmas tree lot in town. Kathy gets very sad as they pull up, and so does the music here. Kathy is insistent that she is not getting a Christmas tree this year because she's all in her feels. Jenna is insistent, however, that she needs one, so off they go anyway. Kathy bounces off to the gift shop that happens to be on that tree lot. Now, she's browsing candles when she sees our male lead. Well, he sees her through the window at first, and this is Cameron Matheson, and the character's name here is Tim. He pops in. Really quickly, we learn that Kathy's husband died a month after they opened their bike shop about a year ago. So husband's been dead not only a year here. Now, things lighten up when they decide to go rescue Kathy's friend from the overly enthusiastic tree lot employee who just so happens to be Tim's nephew. So we're getting a lot of characters. We're getting a lot of details. Just a few minutes in. What are you guys thinking about this so far?
Well, there's a problem already because later on in the movie, Tim will talk about when he first sees her. And he sees her, he says, "Oh, I see. I saw you carefully set up an ornament, and that made me feel bad." But if you rewatch the scene, she sets up the ornament, and then he walks in. So I don't know how Tim ever saw that. So that'll be just something that's later on that that's a big catch. But I also love that he was very creative and called his tree lot Tim's Trees.
Yes.
I do love alliteration. I love some alliteration,
Yeah,
so that's
exactly.
fine. Yeah. Is this our first Cameron Matheson joint, Josh?
Maybe.
I I think
Maybe.
so.
Yeah.
I've seen some of his, I don't
that
think we
he's
talked
done over
about him
on
on the podcast.
Great American Family, maybe? I don't know. Anywho, Tim's
Mhm.
family is trying to set him up because he's on the market. He declares, however, he is not so interested. Now, Kathy gets home and she checks her answering machine because it's 2013 and everybody has an answering machine. And she's got a message from her sweet dad just checking in on her at the holidays and inviting her home. She opens some Christmas cards from friends and nameless families who look really way happier than she is. And then she glares at this empty corner in her living room where clearly her Christmas tree has been in the past and she is big, big sad. I will say Kelly Martin does a good job of looking sad on television for me. What do y'all think?
Mhm.
She does. She is, there's another one Hallmark movie that she's in that's not nearly as good as this one, and that one is not supposed to be nearly as sad, but Kelly just always seems to be like she's about to cry, and she's always about to cry in this one.
Yeah.
And, but, I loved her in that Life Goes On show. I watched that when I was a kid. So
So
it was when I first saw this movie, it was like, "Oh, that's where she is," because not really thinking that where's Kelly Martin these days?
right? Yeah. Anyway, so she goes off to skate, and what do you know? Tim happens to be there too. He asks her, why no Christmas tree after they're off the rink? And she unpacks how ornaments were her thing and Tim's thing. So the thought of seeing them right now is just way too heavy for her. As they part, he looks back, and it's clear he's already catching feelings. And we're just 10, 12 minutes into this. Now, Kathy, back at her house, is baking up her storm. She needs something in the cupboard, and she stumbles upon her husband's ugly Christmas sweater. Now, this stirs up all of the feelings all over again. And she says she's, quote, trying not to hate Christmas this year. Hmm. Jenna runs off to the tree lot and she decides to surprise Kathy with a tree. Tim winds up delivering it, of course. He also brings her an ornament, a ceramic butterfly, and some instructions for watering the tree. Personally, I thought this ornament was really ugly. What did you?
It's like he overstocked it at his shop, and he's like, "We gotta push the butterflies. Let's get rid of the butterflies."
Not exactly a symbol of the Christmas season here, but I mean, you know.
But again, like we talked about before, this should have been whatever the ornament was, should have been something that they sold in the Hallmark store, and maybe they did, and maybe Joey would know.
Oh,
They
they
did.
did.
Okay, thank you.
They sold them butterfly.
And I own it.
You
Um,
own the butterfly?
I do. I do. I did not get it in the year that it came out, but I love this movie so much that I went on eBay. If I told you how much I paid for this stupid ornament, you would everybody would make fun of me because it was way too much. But I wanted I wanted the ornament that Tim gave Kathy, and so I bought it. It's worth a lot of money because of this movie,
There you go.
Yeah.
believe it or not.
No, I love that. I mean, if my favorite movie is Snow Bride, if Katrina Law, if they put up her wedding gown, I'd probably bid on that too. It's the same
Good.
thing. It's totally the same thing.
Totally the same. Yeah. So back at the bike shop, Kathy is meeting with her accountant. It is not looking good, the business bottom line. She feels like she has to keep this place going, but the accountant is keeping it real and keeping it rather blunt. The accountant's like, boo, this ain't working for you. Tim's tree lot, meantime, is a madhouse. Meantime, and Kathy swings by with some cookies and swoops in to calm some of these cantankerous customers who are oh so mad that they have to wait to check out. They're a hit. Kathy's cookies are, and someone wants to buy some, so maybe some foreshadowing here? Kathy and Tim talk
Mhm.
about just how good her cookies are. And back at the house, Kathy checks her mail over a glass of wine and she noodles the idea of baking for a business. She pulls out her recipe box and she happens to find this picture that I guess she drew when she was maybe 7 or 8 of a business concept she is calling Kathy's Cookie Shop. real creative there. It's kind of from that same Tim's Trees line of
Yes.
school of thought.
Yeah, but she was younger when she did that. That's understandable. I thought it was cute when she had the old look.
I
It
did
was
too.
cute.
And I
Yeah.
had that same recipe box that I got from my mom. I have that same one.
Oh,
So I had a little moment
That's
watching this too. Yeah.
So one of my favorite dialogue scenes happens when Tim tries her cookies. I don't know if you remember it, where he asks her, "Is there ranch dressing in this?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. And he goes on this whole thing about how his mom used to put ranch dressing in everything. And I'm just like, is he trying to hit on her? Because it's not very good.
No, not a good pickup line.
Yeah, and she's like, "No, there's no ranch dressing in my cookies."
no, there's no arsenic in my cookies. There's no poison in my cookies. Yeah, ranch dressing cookies. I love ranch, but I gotta draw a line. So
Not on a
that's
cookie.
gross.
Yeah.
That's gross. What does Tim do the other months of the year? Bro,
Dream
does
about
he just make enough money at the tree lot?
apparently so, because he's up buying property somewhere.
Joe knows. Look, Joe knows his whole. He is a W-2.
Joe's
Well,
got the
I've
backstory.
studied this movie so much. I mean, clearly he makes a lot of money selling trees. Clearly he makes a lot of money selling that toilet seat cover
Yes.
that he showed her.
Mm.
But yeah, he's able to buy a farm, which
Right.
is smart because then he sells trees to everybody. But I don't know how he does that. I can't imagine that selling trees, for let's give him 6 weeks.
Yeah.
But I doubt it's not 6 weeks is not probably as lucrative as you think. So, yeah, it's questionable. It's
Yeah.
very questionable.
As we like to say here, a lot of times in Hallmark world, the math ain't mathing as it goes. No.
And that's okay. But if those butterfly ornaments were, a bougie price, then maybe that was it.
Could be it.
People, suckers like me, buy them up.
Artisanal.
Like on PBS with viewers like you, Joe,
That's that.
keeping Tim's trees alive.
I love it. Tim surprises Kathy on the ice the next morning. They skate around and they smile at each other. They're the only two people on the ice at this rink at the first thing in the morning. It's really kind of weird. As they're leaving, Tim gets a call and suddenly needs some help delivering trees. Kathy is all too willing to help, especially when you consider that, she's a business owner on the brink of financial collapse during the quote unquote busy holiday shopping season. But sure, I'm just going to go off and help
She
your
has no
business.
customers. There's nothing for her to do there. She might as well move some trees. Why
On the
not?
pavement,
Stuff
Kathy,
some
come on.
green.
Something. Anyway, they are getting flirty as they drive around town, and he's unpacking his big time love of Christmas. She's a bit snarkier about the whole thing. They connect with some really sweet newlyweds, and the woman shows Kathy her brand new Hallmark keepsake ornament. Now, this almost makes Kathy cry. Tim notices and offers some encouraging words. Now, emboldened up by all of this interaction with the newlyweds, Kathy goes hunting for her Christmas ornaments back at her house. She has the very same Hallmark keepsake ornament that the newlyweds had, and we get this tree decorating montage, and she puts that butterfly, the one that she got from Tim, right at the very top of the tree. No angel on this tree, the butterfly's going right to the top, which, very sweet. Back at the tree lot, Tim essentially has a spiritual experience when they kick on the brand new snow machine that they have at the tree lot. Literally, he stands with his arms raised to the heavens and screams, "I love Christmas," which was a lot for me.
It was a lot. I still liked it though, but it was like, is he tripping LSD or something?
Exactly.
What happened? What's in the snow?
Something's going on.
Hey, it's like the Shawshank Redemption. It's retelling that exact same scene. It's got the same weight and everything in that scene. I mean,
Gravitas.
yes, exactly. So that's what we're recreating here.
So he goes off to the gift shop and he has 23 messages on his answering machine. All of them apparently people just clamoring for Kathy's cookies. Word of mouth is taking off and she is super excited about this. And she says, "You know what I need to do? Yes, my business is failing, but I need to run off to Hobby Lobby to get a bunch of supplies so that I can make boxes for my cookies." And Jenna calls it. Her good friend Jenna, she says, "Oh, you're just trying to impress him." Oh, she kind of calls her out there. Yeah.
A boop boop.
But
I like this friend Jenna, by the way. I thought
did
she was
too.
a good friend.
Jenna really kept it real for sure. Kathy is giving Tim a hard time about his lack of organization, which is apparently how Scott, her dead husband, did things too. He lets on about his failed romantic past. He got ditched by his longtime girlfriend about a year ago for a lawyer named Luke. Now, Tim swings by the next morning to pick up some cookies and sees that she's decorated the tree at her house. She tells him about some of them, and before you know it, these two small business owners at the busiest time of the year are off for an hour-long drive to check out his new Christmas tree farm. Again, you've got jobs, folks. You have businesses. You need to be businessing right now, not off looking at a tree farm somewhere. She stumbles while they're gallivanting around this farm. He catches her, and then he has a vision to sell her cookies there as part of what he's calling Christmas Go Round. I think Tim needs some help with his branding, his tree lot, his Christmas Go Round. Can we get a marketing guru or something to help this guy out?
Maybe
Would-
the nephew could workshop some better ideas. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the nephew would just probably want to have like a history lesson like corner where he tells people all about the trees and how they are and everything, because he seems to like to do that. So
Yes, he's like a walking Wikipedia of Christmas
Yeah.
trees. Yeah. An impromptu snowball fight, of course, breaks out between these two, and he winds up kissing her. Okay. It's kind of early for a kiss in a Hallmark movie.
it's very early for a 2013 movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is something I've pointed out a number of times, is that did not happen
It's
at
scandalo.
all.
Mhm.
And yeah. And so the fact that it does is like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It was groundbreaking. Shattering glass ceilings.
Shattering glass
You're-
feelings left and right.
That's why Tim loves Christmas.
Yes.
I mean, who among us hasn't had that same reaction to Christmas? So guilty. Usually there's no snow involved because in Middle Tennessee it's like just still really hot outside right now.
80
but
degrees.
yeah.
Yeah. Now, back at the tree lot, who should come strutting into the gift shop but Rebecca? This is the girl who ditched Tim for lawyer Luke. She's trying way too hard out of the gate, and I immediately don't like her. And I love when Hallmark does
She's
this. When they when they give you somebody that they want you to not like, and they write it in such a way where you immediately don't like her. I
See,
immediately
now Josh, though, I kind of do like her,
oh, come on.
but not her attitude. I'm like, oh, hello, Rebecca.
You know, she's hot. Yeah, like let's be honest.
It's a hot.
She is hot. But I mean,
Yeah.
at this point in the movie, I really want them together, right? I want Kelly Martin, Cameron Massey. I want them together. You know, I don't want. Yeah. Anyway, now we're off to
Rebecca wasn't sad. Rebecca wasn't deep in grief. Rebecca was vibes all the time.
single, ready to mingle, and a smitten kitten, as we like.
Well, she heard Tim's got a farm now, so she's
That's what I heard too. She heard he's getting into real estate, and she's like, "Oh yeah."
Exactly.
Brings all the girls to the tree lot.
Now we're at Jenna's ugly sweater party, and Kathy is casting a vision for her cookie business. Things get set into motion quickly here. She's off with her accountant to see if the neighbor wants to buy the lease out. Meantime, Tim is off with Rebecca back in town. He unpacks it with his nephew as they deliver trees. So Tim is feeling rather conflicted about Rebecca being back in town. Now, Kathy's baking. Tim shows up. He is being really awkward here. She wants to talk business and cookies and maybe go skating the next morning with him. And he's all like, we'll see. I don't know. And I go, ugh. Things get worse when she jostles the tree after he leaves. And we get a brief moment of peril here because that butterfly ornament that she put right at the top just tumbles down and shatters immediately on the ground. And I gasped out loud when that ornament broke. I thought, here goes the Christmas ornament, the very ornament, the thing this thing is named for, just broke.
Yep.
It was sad.
It's a symbol.
It is a symbol. And we get some really sad ice skating the next morning. Tim doesn't show up, and Kathy's all alone out there on the ice. The piano music they use in this scene, however, is a bit much. It's a bit dramatic for me. I get what they're trying to do here, but it was very, very dramatic. To top it all off, it's also raining, so we get that. And Tim goes to pick up his nephew, and his sister tries to talk some sense into him about Rebecca. He is less than receptive about this, however. Kathy decides to go close up the bike shop. She takes Jenna to Tim's farm to show it off, and Jenna's all excited about this whole plan. Now, Rebecca, here we go. She shows up to Tim's lot to buy a Christmas tree. And at the same time, Kathy happens to pull up too, riding in Jenna's truck. Now, she sees Rebecca and Tim kind of sort of canoodling a little bit, right? And of course, as often happens in Hallmark world, she interprets this as he's into her in the whole 9 yards.
Rightfully so, though. Sometimes people make a leap. Rebecca was all over his pine noodles in this tree farm. So I don't blame her for making that leap. And he was being cold to her and not wanting to hang out with her. I would have been like in my feels too.
Yeah. She, however, takes it a step further, right? She takes another leap when she happens to mention that the broken ornament was a sign from her dead husband sent to her from the afterlife, which was a dramatic element that I was not expecting. I just thought it was gravity. I didn't think it was a sign from the afterlife. But
If you're looking for a sign, I think you can find it anywhere.
this is true. This is the lens. Yeah. Kathy, because she's all in her feels, angrily rips ornaments off the tree and tears down Christmas. She's done. She's done. Tim, meantime, goes skating the next morning, basically looking for Kathy, but she doesn't show up. Instead, she's taking her tree out to the curb when he happens to pull up and delivers a wreath made of mittens, because the whole time throughout this thing, she said, "Oh, I keep losing my mittens." And so he shows up with a wreath that's made out of mittens. It looks very crafty, very hot glue gun.
The wreath. I thought it was such a cute gesture. The wreath itself aesthetically is not my style, but like this is something you can use after the holidays. And he got like the old biddies at the nursing or whatever to make the mittens and the gloves. And I just thought that was so sweet. It was a little callback.
It was,
I liked it.
yes.
Joe, did you like the wreath?
Did you
buy the wreath?
buy a wreath?
No, I did not buy the wreath.
Actually behind you. I mean, I would have made you a mitten wreath.
Exactly. We're doing it, Jennifer. We're going to go to Goodwill. We're going to buy some mittens and we're going to send it to Joe, and it better show up in his oil.
So Tim's a smooth guy. I mean, he may have some awkward moments, but yeah, he's got it. I think that's why Rebecca wants him. She realized that she gave up the wrong guy, and so she wants him, and yeah, it was sweet. If someone I'm a guy, so if a woman said, "Hey, I keep seeing you losing your gloves. I made you a glove wreath," I'd be like, "Well, then I can't take them off and wear them because I got to hang the wreath on my wall."
Right.
So
Function, the form and function are, at odds there. Yeah.
So in the wake of all of this, they have a very dramatic conversation about what she can offer him and the inconvenience of the timing of love. And as these kinds of conversations go in Hallmark movies, I found this one to be very satisfying because it was very heartfelt, it was very realistic, and I liked the overall vibe of this, but it is very heavy, right? Back at the tree lot, Tim is bummed and waiting for her to call. Kathy delivers cookies to a woman she thought was the queen bee of the cookie catalog business, but it turns out to be someone who's actually interested in investing in her idea. So just like that, things are immediately looking up for Kathy's cookie shop. There you go.
Joe, did you have something to say about Queen Carla?
Yes.
So I just like to do the little things she does when she's showing her motto.
I thought you were raising your hand.
No, it's in this scene. I always make fun of it because she goes, like, that's supposed to be like, "Oh yeah, you're Queen Carla." Sorry,
Of course.
I could have picked you out of anywhere. Yeah.
it's a visual joke on a podcast.
Hey, we're on YouTube. YouTube audience.
You're on YouTube.
YouTube.
Watch it on YouTube. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I would totally subscribe to Queen Carla's magazine. Let's be real.
She was delightful.
I think it'd be fun.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Back at home, Kathy gets a package. Uh-oh. It includes a card. And the note says, ordered on February 1st to be delivered on Christmas Eve. And what do you know? in is a box. She opens the box. It is the same ornament that Tim gave her, the one that broke. So it's like her husband from the afterlife. Well, I guess before he went off to the afterlife, went ahead and ordered this ornament for her to receive at Christmas Eve. So anyway, she runs
I
up
loved this. I
did.
audibly gasped at this. I thought this was so satisfying. Is it cheesy? Yes, but I was so into it. I thought it was perfect because she had alluded earlier, right, that he would send her ornaments or
Yeah.
It was
I mean, he got her an ornament every year, and it always was tied into whatever was going on. So the fact that he did this, that's a real one, man.
Mhm. She runs
Did you
up.
cry, Josh?
I did not cry. And I will tell you why I didn't cry coming up in a few minutes.
Okay.
She runs off to the tree lot and she sees that they have closed down for the season. She leaves a message for Tim, grabs a free tree because Tim has basically put out a sign that says, trees are free, grab one. Anyway, she grabs a tree, she runs home, she decorates it because she's rejuvenated with the Christmas spirit. She left the porch light on because the whole time along, there's been this running thing about, is the porch light on? Which is sort of the symbol of, is she open to love, right? And so she does. She flips on the porch light, which Tim just sort of sees the porch light on and walks right into the house because I guess they're on those kinds of terms. Maybe. Okay.
I think she should be leaving the porch light on anyways as a single female, living alone.
Good idea. Yeah.
She should also lock her door. What are you doing, Tim? Just vagrants walking in.
Well, and I've seen cops, when certain women leave the porch light on, that's a symbol for something. So,
It's true.
yeah,
Open for business. So
yes, exactly.
If you will. But this is Hallmark Channel, so not that
Yeah.
kind of business.
That doesn't happen here. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Tim walks right in, of course, and they have a heart-to-heart conversation. They kiss. And of course, we have to fade up and pan up to that beautiful butterfly ornament one last time as we fade to black.
It's time for gold or coal.
Okay, it's time for our gold or coal segment. We are each going to bring 3 gifts to the podcast. If there's more gold, the porch light is on. And if there's more coal, this time we're going to call it a shattered ornament. Joe, I'm coming to you first. What gift are you bringing to the podcast for this beloved by you movie?
Well, it's not a surprise, and I'm going to first award it gold for her friend, played by Jewel Staite. I love Jewel Staite as an actress. If you're not familiar, she was in a TV show called Firefly and a movie called Serenity, which is some of my favorite things ever to watch. She was also in a Mrs. Miracle movie a few years earlier than that. But she's wonderful in this movie. She's a lot of fun. She's very cute in those little glasses that she's got. That's just my commentary there. But I did meet Jewel, and I met her at a con, and I had her sign. Everyone's getting Firefly stuff signed. I had a Firefly thing signed too, but I said, I also want to pay for this to be signed. And she looked and she goes, oh, I loved making that movie. And she's like, I'm not charging. She didn't charge me for it because she said, I'm the only one who's ever asked her to sign the DVD. So she loved that movie. She told me it was a lot of fun. She wishes she could do more Hallmark movies. Hallmark, it's been 2013 since you put her in something. Time to bring her back.
Agreed.
Yeah, she was great. Josh, you go next.
I am giving gold for Kelly Martin. I actually really enjoyed seeing her on television in this role. I thought it was dramatic, but I think she also sort of had growth throughout. So I thought, great job by her. So gold for Kelly Martin.
Yes, I'm going to keep it going. I'm going to give gold for Cameron Matheson and Kelly Martin together. I thought they were really magnetic together and they were playful, but they also had these serious conversations. Like you said, when they had that argument at the end, it felt earned, as we like to say. It felt like it had some weight behind it. I thought it was all really well done.
Great.
Back to you, Joe.
I give gold for the aforementioned Christmas ornament that they sold in the Hallmark stores. It was the first time they actually did that. They don't do that enough. I now have an investment that maybe one day I can make some money when I decide to sell it again. So
There you go. Who needs stock market when you got Hallmark ornaments?
Seriously. I'm going to give a small piece of coal here. The math really doesn't math for me. And here's why. He died a month after the store opened a year ago, but supposedly sent this ornament on February 1st. That math does
That
not work
works.
out. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't. Yeah. He died a month after the store opened about a year ago. So if the store
He
opened,
died in. Yeah.
see what I'm saying? The math don't math.
Mhm.
We could have
Mhm.
cleaned that up a little bit. I realize I'm just being really anal retentive about dates and stuff, but
They didn't really say. They said, didn't they say about a year ago?
yeah, or did
They didn't say like they didn't have his death certificate hanging on the wall or anything.
Anyway, I'm just saying it
Boo,
doesn't come together.
No.
I'm
Like I
gonna
said,
give gold. I'm gonna give gold. Similarly, related to that, at least for the payoff for the butterfly ornament, that it came from her dead husband. I thought that was beautiful. I did not cry because I don't really cry in these movies, but if I was a crier, I probably would have cried there. I was moved. Let's say that my cold heart was moved,
we'll take.
even though the math wasn't mathing. All right, Joe, your last gift. What you got?
So here's going to be a new one, I guess, for you. I'm going to give it coal and gold for both of them because there's something I like about it, but there's something they could have improved upon it. The ending scene when she does receive the ornament, they did this whole thing about ordered on his date and blah, 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 blah. Here's the easiest way to do that. She already determined that her closets are filled with stuff of his that she's hasn't gone through. Go through a closet and find that he bought that gift and it's in there. Then you don't have to do the weird, this was ordered in February and now just all of a sudden sent to them. Would have made a lot more sense. So I love the idea of it.
Like that he thought of her and he sent it and on his deathbed, presumably, instead of just finding it in the closet.
Yeah, he didn't send it on it. He ordered it before. But he also then left it for her in the house. It's still the same thing.
I like what he's suggesting there. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
I will end with a little bit of gold. While this movie is not as holly and jolly as I normally like a holiday movie to be, I found this to have a lot of good heart and a lot of good sentimentality. And I really, at the end of the day, thought it was a great story. It's from start to finish. So gold for me.
My last gift, I agree. I thought this was a really great movie, but in my mind, to get 3 golds for me, it would be something I would ever rewatch and or recommend to somebody. And I'm never rewatching this movie because it kind of bummed me out. I'm sorry. And that was the point, right? It's a heavier tone. It is. I'm glad I watched it though, Joe, and we would not have watched it without your highest of high praise. And we respect you so much as a movie reviewer. So I'm glad I watched it. Never going to choose to watch it again. So I'm gonna give
I'm gonna watch it next. I'm gonna watch it every year. So
that's fine. And that's why I love what we all do because we talk about these movies and yes, people say all these movies are the same. They're not. And even if you watch the same movie, just everybody has a different reaction to it. And so some are your favorites and some aren't. And it makes the world go round. Right?
Makes the world go round. Well, as you heard, we had way more gold than we did have coal. So we're going to say the porch light is on for this one. And gosh, that just feels right. This is a really heartfelt one that I think at the end of the day is just a good, solid, all the way around, feel good Christmas movie. Joe, having you on this podcast today has just been such a delight. Thank you for joining us. Final thoughts for you, and where can people find you online?
well, thank you for having me. I will send you a ornament at some point. But when I pass, it'll magically come, and then you'll know that you're thinking of you. Um, seriously, like that got weird and morbid. But anyways,
Well, no more than this movie did. I mean, it's just let's keep it going.
The deader, the better. The deader, the better.
Better than that.
so you could find me at Christmas Aficionado on YouTube. If you can't spell it, if you try to guess it, you'll probably still find me. But I do all sorts of pop culture, movies, and television reviews, and all not even just reviews, but just videos about television and movies. And I do it all year long. So if you need Christmas all year long, come to my channel.
Well, there you go. And we'll hope to have you back on our podcast another time too, because this was a fun
Yeah,
conversation.
because Joe, you watch all of the new movies every year, don't you? All you
I
Hallmark
do,
movies.
and then I rank them. So yeah.
I love
Yeah, well, go back and watch his compilation videos. They're so well done, so well produced, and just really fun to hear your reactions to everything. So,
Yeah.
thank you all for being here. This is another episode of Do You Watch What I Watch? If you liked what you heard or saw, be sure to subscribe, tell a friend, all that. Thank you to Nick Schwartz for our theme song as always. And next time, we're going to continue our 12 Pods of Christmas with Time for Us to Come Home for Christmas. Have you seen that one, Joe? Oh, you have, I guess,
I unfortunately have, yes.
because you're but you like Lacey Chabert, right? You're that yeah doesn't even save it.
But it's yeah, none of those movies are right.
Yeah, okay. I haven't seen this one, but we're gonna dive in with another friend next time. 5 guests are mysteriously invited to an inn to celebrate Christmas. With the help of the owner, Ben, Sarah discovers that an event from the past may connect them and change their lives forever. Good golly. Oh, and I have to talk about this one. Why do I always have to talk about the ones with too many names?
I don't know. We love an ensemble cast for you.
I love an ensemble movie. I don't love recapping them because I'm going to mess up the names. But one thing's for sure, we will have much to discuss. And until then,
May your days be merry and bright. We'll see you next time.